To most people, debt is a four-letter word. It's the late-night stress over credit card bills, the weight of a student loan, or the mortgage that feels like a ball and chain. But what if I told you that for the wealthiest people on the planet, debt isn't a burden, it's a secret weapon. For them, debt isn't a trap, it's a tool, one of the most powerful instruments they use to build and multiply their fortunes. While the average person is taught to fear and avoid debt, the rich have learned to master it, turning what many see as a liability into a strategic asset. The core principle behind this strategy is a concept called leverage. Imagine you have $100,000 to invest. You could buy a property for that amount, and if its value increases by 10%, you've made a respectable $10,000. Now consider what the wealthy do. Instead of using just their own money, they use that same $100,000 as a down payment to secure a $900,000 loan from a bank, allowing them to purchase a $1 million property. If this larger property also increases in value by 10%, its worth grows by $100,000. After accounting for interest costs, the return on their initial $100,000 investment is astronomically higher. This is the power of leverage, using other people's money to control a much larger asset, thereby amplifying the potential returns on your own capital. The rich seek out investments where the potential growth far outpaces the interest rate on the money they borrowed to acquire them. This leads us to one of the most sophisticated and, for many, jaw-dropping strategies employed by the ultra-rich. Buy, borrow, die. It's a three-step process for building and preserving generational wealth. The first step is buy. The wealthy acquire a portfolio of appreciating assets, things that are expected to grow in value over time. This could be anything from a collection of blue-chip stocks and bonds to prime real estate in major cities, or even priceless works of fine art. They hold onto these assets, watching their value climb year after year. The key is that they never sell. The second step is borrow. Instead of selling their assets to fund their lifestyle, which would trigger a massive capital gains tax bill, they borrow against their portfolio. Banks are more than willing to offer low-interest loans, like a securities-backed line of credit, SBLOC, using the valuable assets as collateral. This borrowed money is tax-free because it's a loan, not income. They use these funds to finance everything: yachts, private jets, luxury homes, and lavish vacations. They are effectively living off their wealth without ever touching the principal or paying taxes on its growth. The final and perhaps most brilliant step is die. When the wealthy individual passes away, their assets are passed on to their heirs. Thanks to a provision in the US tax code known as the stepped-up basis, the original cost of the assets is reset to their market value at the time of death. This means the heirs inherit the portfolio, the stocks, the real estate, the art, at its new, much higher valuation. They can then sell some of these assets to pay off the outstanding loans. And because there is little to no capital gain on paper, the sale is virtually tax-free. The entire accumulated growth over decades is legally wiped clean from a tax perspective, allowing the vast majority of the fortune to pass to the next generation intact. Of course, this powerful strategy is not without significant risk. Leveraging assets means that if the market takes a downturn, the losses are just as amplified as the gains. A stock market crash or a real estate bubble bursting could lead to a margin call, forcing the sale of assets at the worst possible time. Furthermore, rising interest rates can dramatically increase the cost of borrowing, squeezing cash flow, and turning a brilliant strategy into a financial nightmare. That is why this isn't a game for amateurs. The rich don't do this alone. They surround themselves with an army of experts, financial advisors, tax lawyers, and accountants who meticulously plan and manage every move. For them, debt isn't about instant gratification. It's a calculated long-term instrument for wealth multiplication, a testament to the idea that in the world of high finance, the rules are different for those who know how to play the game.